Okay, so here I have a couple completed beds, and I wanted to show these to you. They're pretty good. I enjoy them. They're decent quality. I did short this bed just a little bit on the with one of the braces in the middle. I didn't add it, and it's bowing out, and that's my own fault. But I'm mentioning that because I don't want you guys to do the same thing. So just make sure to use all the braces. Now, I also wanted to show you part of the build process and give you a couple tips if you plan on getting these. These tips help me out because I've already built 2 of them over there, and now I'm going to build this 3rd one here, and I just kind of wanted to go over some things that have helped me out along the way. Okay, first thing, don't work in the sun. All this metal gets really hot. If you're working in the sun, it burns you, like the screws, everything. So don't work in the sun. Try to find a shady spot. Second thing, leave the plastic on, but just pull it out about, maybe 2 inches away from the edge. So that way when you put these together, you can just pull the plastic off. Same with the corners. Just pull the plastic away, but leave this on until the end, because anything that touches this will scratch it pretty easily. Alternatively, you may just want to leave the plastic on entirely, but you'll have a little bit of difficulty getting through some of the bolt holes. Okay, third thing that I want to mention is these brackets. So I mentioned, please do use all 4 of the 3 of the black brackets that they give you. I only used 2 of them on one of them, and it was bowing out on the side. The other thing I want to mention is you can bend these tips up at kind of a curvy bit, which will help it fit into this kind of curved surface right here, right? So this is going to go kind of like that. But the problem is these 90-degree angle corners dig right into there, even if you do that. So what I like to do to help prevent that is take a pair of pliers and just bend these. Let me see how well I can do this with one hand here. So bend this at a 45-degree angle inward. So it kind of looks like this. I'm going to do the other side too. I'm sorry if this is a crappy video, but just try to hear what I'm saying. I should probably mount this camera somewhere. But yeah, just try to bend this. Maybe I should have bent that first. Bend these corners in a little bit, like this, so that way they can. This one's going to get a little bit bent here. Well, let me just show you the complete approach, because I need 2 hands to do this. But let me show you what it looks like. So when you bend both of the corners in, you get this little kind of 45-degree edge right here. And that helps so that the 90 degrees isn't cutting into that. And, it just makes it a little bit more nice and snug, and still keeps all of its structural integrity. I also typically like to leave the flat part top down rather than top up. I'm not sure if it matters structurally, because you can go either direction, but this tends to catch lots of dirt in it and water and stuff, and so I just kind of like it all to kind of run off and go where it's supposed to. So those are my 4 tips and a little bit of review. It's a pretty good value for the money. They're pretty big. It does take a little bit of time to assemble each one, so just be aware of it. Putting in all these screws manually with your fingers is tedious and a little bit tricky to get them in started, so just be aware of that. But other than that, just as long as you're not in the heat and you're not touching hot metal, it's not too bad. So it takes about maybe an hour for each one to set it up, an hour and a half. Anyway, I just wanted to give that to you and those tips. Thank you very much.
I do have to say, this is really sturdy. The edges of the panels really aren't sharp. They did a nice job of rounding out the edges of each panel. Even though it's nice, I still put on the rubber trim on it. and it's holding up really nicely. What I've done is actually ordered my own soil here, had it delivered yesterday and been filling it up. But this is sturdy, not flimsy at all. It took about, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes to put together. I was a dummy and didn't read the instructions properly and had to just redo a couple panels because I put these corners here on the outside and I was like, oops, wrong side. So I put on the inside, but this is really, really sturdy. Highly recommend it. I'm probably gonna get a couple more, not right away. I'm gonna start off this one this year, and then I'm gonna put another one there, and actually own the other side of the yard, on this other side of the fence where they get some more shade. We're gonna put more shady plants that don't need full sun. So I'm testing this out here. As you can see, this is the morning, and I'm getting some shade, but this is gonna get fully baked midday. So I'm actually gonna put 4 stakes, one there, one there, one there, one there. And I've got a shade cloth for when it hits the 90s. So all in all, really love this thing. I'll be ordering more, probably 2 or 3 more.
All right, here is the update. So I've had this bed for 2 years. You can see there is some rust building up, but overall, I love this garden bed. It does exactly what I need it to do. I really like the size. It's good quality. I put it together super easily, and it does a great job of holding all my plants.
My little garden. I've got the metal planters from Amazon. They're beautiful. They're blue, and they sure add a pop to my garden. These are my little cockcombs, and they are on the stakes. They're doing a great job holding these little lovely ladies up.